Ready?
But we're not counting.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call this meeting of the Eureka Springs Hospital Commission, our regular meeting for July, on July 17th, 2023, to order at 6 p.m. Could I have roll call, please? We'll start over here.
Sharon Doremus, Commissioner.
Kate Dreyer, Commissioner.
David Carlisle, Commissioner.
Barbara Dix, Vice Chair.
Kent Turner, Chair.
Sandy Martin, Commissioner.
Angie Shaw, CEO.
Cynthia Asbury, CFO.
Thank you. With that, I would like to take just a minute to welcome two new members, our newest commissioner, Miss Sandy Martin, who I'm looking very forward to. I think she's going to do a great job for us, and Cynthia Asbury, who is our new CFO. So we have two new faces tonight. You all have received copies of the minutes. Could I get a motion to approve those minutes for discussion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Any discussion on the minutes from the last meeting? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Minutes are approved. You got a copy of the agenda this morning, and it was published last week. Does anyone have any corrections or additions to the agenda?
No, sir.
If not, could I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have no members of the public here tonight, so we won't have any public comments. Committee reports, as I told you last meeting, I believe, we've started having our finance committee meetings. Again, there's nothing really significant to report. We're just going through details of where we're at in getting conversions done, where we're at with getting the audit done. We are very close. The audit will probably be completed in one form or another by the meeting in August. They've been working diligently on there. It was, as I expected, it would be a little bit more complicated than they expected, so it's taken them a little extra time. Other than that, Cynthia's doing a very good job of doing some rearranging in the department. She gave us a report on because we lost our billing person, we've now outsourced that. And to be honest with you, it appears to be a plus, because it appears that we are billing a lot more quicker than we have in the past. So we probably will stay with that if it continues to work as well as it has. We don't really have any other committees. We probably should. Well, we do. We don't have any commission members. We have a marketing, obviously. So Samantha does our marketing. So, hospital expansion update. Unfortunately, I have nothing to report. I'm not being told no. I'm not being told yes. We all knew that this was just going to be simply a long waiting game. We're hearing some reports that there's a little bit of the state COVID money being released, but nothing near the amount that they still have in the bank. As I told you before, the last time I checked, they said we're still trying to get it all sorted out. So anytime they don't tell me no, you're not going to get it, I stay on the positive side. So. CEO report.
Okay. I have given you a copy of my report, but I'll kind of touch on the highlights here. As much as I hate to report on this, I was just going to update you on COVID-19. We have seen a resurgence of it within the community over the past couple of weeks. So just be diligent, take precautions as needed. Not sure exactly how many positive tests in the community we have at this point, but there has just been a resurgence of it. We did reinstate the masking policy at the hospital until further notice. Clinical services, our new pharmacist, Anita, has arrived. Today was her first day, so she's getting in the swing of things regarding the hospital and our pharmacy. We have seen an improvement in our daily census compared to this time last year. and our average length of stay is sitting at 5.2 days, with our swing bed length of stay improving to 11 days. Our census days in May were 75 compared to 29 last May too, so there was an improvement there. Our ER visits for the first half of 2023 equaled a little over 1,500. That was actually a drop compared to the first half of last year. It was May that we seen a decrease in patients compared to previous years. I think we're actually around 100 patients less this May. Where we are currently focusing on educating the community and healthcare providers regarding our outpatient services and what the hospital has to offer in lab, radiology, speech, and physical therapy. We did see an increase in our outpatient service numbers in May as well. Business operations, Kent, you kind of touched on everything I had in this section regarding Forvis is continuing to work on our audit and hope to have a report to us next month. And also regarding outsourcing our coding department, and that we should be seeing an improvement in cash flow due to that change. And we continue to review our contracts and procedures within the business office, and positive changes are being made there. In operations and maintenance, these past few weeks, and the heat has definitely done a number on our AC units. We have had to have multiple repairs, and I know that maintenance is currently in discussion with our heating and air service provider to see if our units are just at their life's end. And then our new phone service went live on July 7th. It seems to be operating well with no real issues, other than I still don't know how to operate the phone. So it's been difficult for me. I did attach Samantha's marketing report. I know that she kind of went into our marketing plan for our outpatient services. We have several kind of meet and greets set up with local healthcare providers just to discuss with them what we offer, and so they can provide those services to their patients. And I know she is involved in quite a bit of different things, such as the golf tournament in Holiday Island, and I know she volunteered at the Jamboree for the 4th of July. But she said that she had to police the bounce house there. She said it was quite exciting. And then, of course, with school getting ready to start just around the corner, we'll be involved with their open house and so forth.
Any questions for Angie?
I have one. Are they looking at the cost of replacing, are these air conditioners the really old ones we've had forever?
I think there's one that's relatively new and the other one is the older one. So I think they're just trying to see why it keeps going down.
I have one question on the new phone system. You're not allowed to, you can't dial extensions anymore?
We can.
You can. It just doesn't tell you can on the voicemail.
Yes. And well, the extensions have changed too.
Okay.
So, but I can get you that list if that's.
Well, I assume that when people put it on their, make sure they change their letterhead, because that's usually what I go by.
Okay.
Or their signatures on their emails.
That's a good question. Now, a lot of them stayed the same, but there are a few that had the issues, so they had to change them.
Okay. Any other questions? Thank you. Cynthia, you're on. CFO report.
So we'll start by going through the report here. As Kent said, we have outsourced the coding. It seems to be a pretty great decision. We've seen an increase in the overall efficiency.
Make sure you get close and talk loud.
Okay, is that better?
That's better.
Okay. We've outsourced the coding. That's improved our efficiency. Our overall daily bill out has increased just even in the first week of them performing services. We've seen a number increase in that. We continue, they seem to be on top of it. We should have a real solid kind of, I guess, report from them by the middle of August to kind of see our turnaround time and kind of how our clean claim rate is going to increase. They're working to provide us reports and feedback as well, things we can improve on in our facility to help expedite the claims out the door. So that's always a plus. We'll look here at the financials. On the revenue usage summary, I know that the census for the ER was down for the past month, but we did have an increase in our revenue overall. And our overall financial was down. Our revenue was down about 12% from just last year, but averaged about the same as what May was. So on the bank account balances, we did, as I think has been previously discussed, have to transfer some money from the commission money market to the hospital operating. Most of that was to help cover accounts payable, so that's had a decrease of about 5% overall between the accounts for the month, over month. And then on the next ones, there was the income statement and the balance sheet. They typically look about the same. The only difference would be, again, we had a decrease in our revenue in the month of June. So we did have less on our census in some of the areas, but we're, again, working with marketing and working to improve our overall community and working to get more patients in the door any way we can. So. And then I don't really have anything on the balance sheet. So I think that's about summary on that. So
Any questions for Cynthia? Just as a reminder, and for our new commissioner, we used to keep separate checking accounts and separate accounts, which made no sense at all. The commission has some money that's came in to us outside of operations. So when we refer to the commission money market, we've held that back. That it doesn't get used in operations unless there's a need. It doesn't get spent on the day-to-day business.
So it's a reserve?
We're holding. It's not really a reserve, but we're holding it, and we have to get commission approval to spend money out of that account. That's where it came from. So when we talk about the 5% that we've used out of that, that's what we're talking about. That's also when we sold the license for home health. The money from the proceeds from the license, because it wasn't operating revenue, went into that account as opposed to going to general operations.
Makes sense.
And on that note, all that money is being kept track of, so that way as time we can separate the money back and repay into that account to anything that has been transferred from the commission money market. So
I always have questions, Cynthia, and I know you haven't been, you're not responsible for everything up until just recently. Why are total deducts from revenue so much higher than they were last year? Is it something we're doing differently? That's on the income statement. You see patient revenue, and then we see deductions from revenue.
excuse me, those deductions are a lot of our Medicare and Medicaid contractual adjustments. And some of the other contractual adjustments, which is where we've had to adjust off some of the old accounts, just trying to clean up the aging. As with moving forward into the Cerner contract and moving forward in that, we're just trying to get more things cleaned up and shored up before we transition.
Okay, so
that might be part of what you're seeing is why that
So
does look so.
any adjustments that we have from the Medicare and Medicaid reports, that's where they end up hitting?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
all right. Any other questions? Thank you, Cynthia.
You're welcome.
We have, what we need to do tonight is elect a treasurer, and we need, because of the losses on the commission, we need to add some more signatories, because we need to make sure that we always have enough people to sign checks. As a refresher, the checks all get signed by 2 commissioners every week, so we have to have, or the mayor, because the mayor is on the accounts too. But we need to update those. Treasurer, I'm going to ask for a volunteer to be treasurer because there is literally nothing the treasurer does anymore. Well, you do nothing. We have it, it's a position that's in our bylaws, but used to be they kept track of the money that wasn't the operating money, and now that we've decided to do what we were supposed to do, and we would have had to do it following our audit anyway, and combine that all in one income statement and balance sheet, the accounting for that really gets handled by, gets handled in the normal day-to-day accounting. So there's absolutely nothing that the treasurer has to do except sign as treasurer on the bank on the stuff from the banks and stuff like that. That's literally all they have to do.
Is that kind of a weekly thing? Or-
It's every Thursday, and as long as he and I. and-
Well, that's for the check signers. That's not the
Yeah.
treasurer.
Okay.
The treasurer doesn't have any defined duties. So when we have checks, we sign checks every Thursday. So if I'm gone or she's gone or goes back in the hospital, God forbid again, then we have to have somebody else to come in and sign the checks. Normally, she and I can take care of it, but occasionally we get to the point where we need some backup. So, and it's not a big deal. CS Bank is really easy at making that happen. So, first of all, I'll take a volunteer to be treasurer.
All right, I'll volunteer. To be a figurehead.
Everybody was looking at you.
It felt that way.
I'm telling you, if you have anything to do at all, you can come and beat it out of me. But there's nothing you need to do. You don't have to prepare monthly reports like I did at the beginning of this. Okay?
Right, well, that's what I'm remembering, is those stories.
You don't have to do that. So could I get a motion to approve David Carlisle as treasurer?
I make a motion to approve David Carlisle as the treasurer.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
David.
Now, so David, to that, you don't have, you will be a signatory. He'll have to be a signatory. So now what we're going to need you to do as secretary is list all the signatories we talk about, and then we'll make a motion to approve those signatories because the bank will need David.
Right.
Okay? So you will be a signatory. That doesn't obligate you to be there on Thursdays.
Right.
But who's easiest to get there on Thursdays if she or I one can't do it? I mean, that's really what it involves, and it really doesn't happen very often because we've now ended up sending other meetings around Thursday. So
And they will bring the checks down to the car for you to sign
yeah.
if needed. That's Judy having to do that for her.
Right.
But you three are signatories.
Right now,
And
there's
you.
only.
Oh, I am too.
We just need an,
Have we added her yet?
We have not, but your name needs to be the mayor, Kent, Barbara, you, and David are the new signatures.
But it doesn't necessarily have to be an officer. It could be another person. It could be another member of the commission.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So
it does.
5 total.
Yes, with the mayor.
Including the mayor.
Yeah. Okay, would you read those back for us again?
Yes, we have the mayor, we have Kent and Barbara, we have David, and we have Kate.
Okay. Could I have a motion to approve those? And you'll need first and last names on those for the bank.
Okay.
Could I have a motion to approve those people as signatories for the commission bank accounts?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Cerner, Cynthia, just give us a real quick what you told us the other day about we're running ahead of the schedule, okay?
Yes, yeah, we are moving forward. Cerner IT was actually on site today working with our IT department, working through the logistics, seeing what our strengths and weaknesses are, and any changes we need to make within that. We meet with them weekly almost to keep moving the track along. They're hoping now by April 1st that we'll be able to go live with Cerner. Our initial was June 1st, but as we keep moving forward in the process and kind of keep hitting the benchmarks, we're able to move that time frame up. That moving forward, for those who haven't been here, is crucial for our hospital and the financial operations. It will save money for the hospital and improve our overall efficiency in every department, anybody who is involved in any position there at the hospital and patient care, so.
Give you an update, we have MedHost currently, and it is nothing short of a nightmare. When I got on the commission, we didn't even have income, we didn't even have financial statements. And it's taken us forever to get that done. They're expensive, they're hard to deal with, the training is terrible. It had its basis in RPG2. I know you're my age, so you'll know what, a lot of these people won't know what RPG2 is, but you'll know. It had its basis in our RPG2, and it has just been a nightmare. There is a new company out that belongs to the Intuit family. And they've come around and they're literally picking off all of the smaller hospitals around the country because they can do more, they can do it better, and they can do it cheaper.
That's a great combination.
And they do a lot of critical access hospitals,
Yeah, a
which
lot.
the others
That's
don't.
important.
Okay, commission comments.
No comment.
No, sir.
Thank you for inviting me, or thank you for letting me
Oh,
sign up on this. I'm looking forward to it.
we're pleased. The only comment I have is, and I always like to do this because we've had so many, over the years, we've had so many bad reports, but I had a longer-term patient, longer-term being more than 1 day, who was in our hospital 4 days, and his family contacted me this week and wanted to let me know how successful they thought it had been. And they knew they knew minute details about what had occurred, including the respiratory therapist walking this person to the car and answering questions as the person was going to the car. And I thought it was very interesting because somebody said, well, why would you have taken them to Eureka Springs? You could have taken them anywhere else. Why would you? And they literally jumped all over them. So I think we're to the point where we can be proud of what we do every day. And we have a staff that's incredible, and we all talk about how incredible they are, but they really do a good job. And we're getting the word out. People are actually seeing that we're doing a good job. So that's my comments for tonight. Our next workshop will be September the 2nd. As I say, we're not having an August workshop. We're going to move it till September the 2nd. Our next regular meeting is on August 21st, 2023 at 6 p.m. Is there any other business that needs to come before this commission? If not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned at 6:22.